It's now time for Me and My Roku with your host, Peter Clay.
Bad news, good news.
Who's your guy?
Peter.
So we have a voicemail now from Peter.
This is my brother Peter.
Not everybody sounds like Peter Clay.
Pete, you are not.
Peter Clay is here today.
Holy crap, it's Peter.
Oh, I love Peter.
Don't you want to know where Peter is today?
Good luck tonight, Peter.
Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome to a brand new, exciting, thrilling, exhilarating edition of Me and My Roku. I'm your host, Peter Clay. Welcome aboard as I guide you through the experiences of one man, me, and my Roku and streaming devices. I do this out of a labor of love. Why not, right? Because you know what? There's a lot going on in the streaming universe. Some will say there's streaming wars. Others say that it's just, people just trying to do a business, Just like grocery stores. Are they competing against each other? Or are they just doing what they can to make money? Whatever it is. Like rental car companies, Why is there, when you go to the rental car, why is there 6 of them, Don't you just need one? No, there's a whole bunch of people just trying to do the same thing, just trying to get along and do the best they can and all that stuff. While us, the consumers, consume all this information and crud and all that stuff. And where do we go? What do we do? How do we do it? Oh my God, look at all this stuff. This stuff for free. This stuff you got to pay for. This stuff that you can get for free, but you can pay to get more. Oh my gosh. And I go through it all. That's what I do here. And then share it along with you. Now you do your own thing. That's okay. You don't have to do exactly what I do. I'm a bit crazy. But I at least do enough to have intelligent conversations. Intelligent enough. I don't like to use the word intelligent, but you know what I mean. Enough to have a conversation that I can either help or pass along information along those lines so that I pay attention to all that stuff. It's here to share with you. That's what we do here. Subscribe to this podcast. You'll get it in your podcast catcher then, and you can get all that. Because I pop in from time to time. Sometimes I just do the headlines, and sometimes I do a little bit more expanded edition like we're going to do today. I've got notes and everything. So we got some news, some breaking news. We have an addition to the family. And we got some headlines, and we got some other things to talk about here. So we got some things to get to here, so let's get started.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Okay, we got some news, and it's kind of the good news, bad news type of news to get. And whenever that situation comes up, do you want the good news first or the bad news first? Well, we're going to give the bad news first, because in the ever-going saga on some of these things, we're seeing in this inflationary period, a lot of people raising prices. And once again, it's Hulu who just raised the price of regular Hulu $1. They have now announced they're raising the price of Hulu Plus Live TV $5 to $69.99. And you go, oh my God, here we go again. Disney raising prices again. Can't even go to your theme parks and cruises and all that stuff, and you're raising prices and blah, blah, blah. They raised the price of Disney Plus. Here we go again. Well, there's a little bit of a catch this time. It's like, okay, we're raising the price, but we're giving you something in return. We're giving you the Disney bundle. So if you get Hulu Plus Live TV beginning December 21st, you will also then get Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. And I'm like, oh, okay. So now, for me, who already has Disney Plus and ESPN Plus, what do I do? Is this all going to go through the Hulu app? Do I have to use the same login? Do I have to cancel the other ones? Now, for me, it's not that big of a deal because I get those through gift cards. But December 21st, and I think, what if those don't coincide? What if I cancel and all that stuff and it goes through a different time? And oh my God, what do I do? So I'm prepared to be confused. Maybe so delightfully so because of what I potentially could get. If ESPN Plus can go through the Hulu app, then everything's fine. I don't really have to do anything, and then I'll let it go on. I don't know. I don't get it. So that looks like to be a multiple load of icons here that I'm going to have to do, or you know what I mean. So, good news, bad news. Bad news is Hulu's raising the price another $5, $69.99, plus the sports add-on. That's another $10. But you're getting Disney Plus and ESPN Plus and possibly a whole bunch of confusion. If you've never had any of these things before, you're gravy. You're going to get all these things, and you should be able to follow along with the instructions just fine. If you already have these things, I'm looking forward to a great deal of confusion. But we got the holidays coming up and plenty of time off and all that stuff, so that should be fun. Hulu raising prices, but giving you stuff in return. Say, hey, don't hate us. Just like here on Me and My Roku. Okay, well, pass out the cigars, everyone. A little bundle of joy arrived in our mailbox the other day as I broke down and picked up the Amazon Fire Stick 4K Max. I talked about this when it came out, that it was coming out, and it was supposed to be the latest and greatest of the Fire Sticks with Amazon, and I was like, tempted, but I think I'll pass type of thing. I believe I said the same thing with the Chromecast with Google TV. And it says, thanks, but no thanks. And then I saw the offer for with 6 months of Netflix, and then I eventually broke down. And this early Black Friday specials, $20 off. Normally $54.99, $34.99. I think I even broke it down into monthly payments of $7 just to see if I liked it and all that stuff. And the reviews on it are pretty accurate, and I would say that this is overkill for most people, depending on it. If you've got a main TV, a 4K, UHD, top-of-the-line 70-inch TV and all that stuff, this is pretty good. For purposes of mine, what's happening is I've got an old Amazon Fire TV. It's a box that looks very similar to a Roku, and actually it's bigger than a lot of the Rokus that are out there today. And a funny story, when the little missus was working before she retired, company that she worked for would have a casino night. We'd go to a place in the Wisconsin Dells, and they'd clear out one of the floors of their convention halls and all that stuff so we could play practice gambling, and you'd gather chips and all that stuff, and at the end you'd use these chips then to bid on products that were donated type of things. And there was this Amazon Fire TV. Nobody knew what it was at the time. It was just after the Roku came out and all that stuff. And I says, well, I'll put onto that, and I got it. I put all my chips in to get it. And so that's like 7-8 years ago now. And it was just kind of, so not quite death in the family yet. And then a rebirth, a new bundle of joy comes in. But a new bundle of joy comes in to say, you move over now. That's the second time I've had to do that now in the last couple months. I had a second generation Chromecast, and I said, okay, I can't deal with you anymore. And it's basically coming to that with the Fire TV. And so my thoughts on it is, it's good, not great. It's fine. it's very Amazon-y with the interface. So it's basically the same as the monitor that I'm using for this computer right here that I'm recording on. So it's the new Amazon interface. So it's very busy, very Amazon-y things. It's okay to navigate, but I do still prefer the Roku, where those are my apps. I can know that I know where everything is. I want to go to Hulu. I want to go to JTV. I want to go to Plex. I just go there. Not all this other stuff. But very fast. Picture looks great. Can't complain on it. Like I say, it's probably overkill for most things. And so if you just need a backup TV or a bedroom TV or something like that, I'm seeing on Amazon great deals on the other models of Fire Sticks. And those would probably work just as well for you. Unless you just want the latest and greatest, and you can still get it on sale. I haven't checked lately since I already picked it up. Not bad. Not super fantastic, like blow my mind like when I first got the original Roku, but very good. And it'll suit my purposes, probably overdo for what I need it for eventually. So I've got it set up on a main TV right now as I got to re-log into everything. But then once I get it set up into its place, it'll be on the third TV for sports days and all that stuff. So Thank you, Amazon. The 4K Max. If you see it on special, you need it, get it. If you don't, there's other things out there. Like my Roku 3. That big news. Hello, bearing the lead here. Finally, all my Rokus, maybe I said this somewhere, I don't know. I'm losing my mind. All my Rokus got the 10.5. And it made little or no difference except for maybe on the Roku soundbar. Whereas I could do the audio settings a little bit and make it sound a little more surround sound-ish type of thing. Other than that, everything's still, even my beautiful, lovely Roku 3, still kicking in there. Got the update and still works tremendously. So 4K Max, Roku OS 10.5. We got it hell here on Me and My Roku. Okay, kids, gather around. Not too close, but a little closer here so we can have a little chit-chat, a little discussion. You may think of a library in terms of its physical space, but at the Internet Archive, they measure capacity in bytes, not square footage. Anyone with an internet connection can enjoy a growing collection of every day of 1.5 million daily visitors have access to over 65 million public media items. Let me see if I can read that again. I want to do this right here. Anyone with an internet connection can enjoy the Internet Archive's growing collections, and every day 1.5 million daily visitors have access to over 65 million public media items. But what's included in those collections and how quickly are they growing? The Internet Archive is home to more than 28 million documents in text, including 4.6 million digitized books, 6 million television news programs and other videos, 14 million audio items, including live concerts, vinyl recordings, audiobooks, radio shows, and Ding Ding podcasts, 3.5 million images, 580,000 games and other software titles, and 475 billion web pages stored in the Wayback Machine, all for your viewing and listening pleasure at the Internet Archive at archive.org. Consider supporting them as they have supported me and this podcast and all my podcasts since 2005. Check that out today at archive.org. Consider supporting them. Just before I recorded this segment, not to brag or to impress you or anything like that, just to impress upon you, I just made a little quick $25 donation. Before we get that, I'll probably hit another one before Christmas. But thank them and love them for another thing to do. The numbers continue to rise as more materials are digitized and uploaded by staff, volunteers, and users like you every day. 750 million web pages are captured by the Wayback Machine. 750 plus partner organizations share their special collections, and 17,000 new items are uploaded by the general public. And that would be me as well then too. So check that out today at archive.org. If you've been following the podcast over the past year, you know there's been some life getting in the way type of things going on here and all that stuff. There was a loss in the family, not just a Roku and a Chromecast and all that stuff, but I did lose a parent earlier in the year. And that's been kind of an ongoing struggle because it was my father's wife. My father passed almost 20 years ago, last month. And stuff. So that's been bringing back some stuff and all that stuff. So, but thanks to the generosity of both my dad and his wife for over 21 years they were together, and now the 20 years he's been gone, just a fabulous woman and all that stuff. And she has guaranteed the fact that we're going to be taken care of here and all that stuff. So nothing that more that I can ask out of you and all that stuff other than to keep subscribing and listening and all that stuff, and then consider things like the Internet Archive and also swagbucks.radioaffliction.com. Just the things that I do, I share with you and that you consider for yourself. If there's anything else that you can think of and all that thing, you can always feel free to email me at meandmyrokupodcast@gmail.com, and just come in to say hello and all that stuff. So those are all the things I'm going to ask out of you, is the Internet Archive, swagbox.radiofliction.com, and just an email to say hello. So, because we're taken care of here. So all that's left for you is just to keep enjoying listening and all those things, and I will share with you the things that I do and all that stuff, and hopefully it helps you out as well then too. So check that out today at archive.org. When all hope is lost, all that's left is relief. Okay, we have news, notes, and stuff. And that's something that I do as a separate podcast, sometimes in a daily situation, or just whenever headlines warrant, type of thing. Before I get to that, a couple of little announcements here. I don't think you really need to know what I'm watching or anything along those lines, but just in case you care or anything like that, since I got the Amazon 4K Max, I've been doing a lot of experimenting, and plus with my other stuff too, with my Rokus and everything, I get a little bit of time here and there that I can really focus on things. Hulu plus Live TV has been what I've been using to try and get sports and all that stuff, and that's really helped. Plus I can use that login for like Fox Sports and ESPN and all those other things, so that's been a real help. I did get a chance to kind of check some things out. We started watching Brian Christopher Slots on YouTube. Well, he made an appearance on Jay Leno's new show, You Bet Your Life, the old Groucho Marx show. And I'm like, what? That's back? Jay Leno is back with his old pal Kevin Eubanks from The Tonight Show? And we're like, well, where do we find that? Well, turns out, a little Google search, if you've ever heard of that before, Google, it's on Tubi. About 60 episodes or so. Now, the episode that Brian Christopher was on was not available just yet, but there was at least 60 episodes right there. Commercials, not too bad. Tubi, sneaky good. Got into some Netflix a little bit. Tried to convince the little missus to know that she has her own profile, but no, still there's a lot of, so I'm seeing a lot of Christmas movies on there, Hallmark style things. But we did catch an episode of Lucifer. We're now going into the season finale of season 5. And then we'll get into season 6 at some point then, because apparently my life has been threatened if I decide to get rid of Netflix, so I guess we're going to be having that for a little while. So, caught some other things as well then, and nothing you really need to know about. So let's get to another announcement here. Since we're going into the holiday season here, and we've got the big Thanksgiving coming up, a lot of podcasts will be going dark and moving their holiday schedules up and all that stuff. So that's when I will sneak in. I will, some point, maybe Black Friday or something like that, while I'm putting up Christmas decorations to annoy the little missus. I will I'll try and get a podcast in there. And I think I'm going to do like one kind of like a back to basics, especially on the Black Friday if you're going to get a new device or something like that. I'll go through all that stuff. So I'll back to basics of how you can get like pay for some things and not for others, how to get ad-free stuff. And stuff, so you're not getting illegal content and all that stuff, all the good stuff. Plus, kind of a rankings of the devices. I'm threatening to do this. Whether it actually happens or not, you're just going to have to subscribe and find out if you haven't already. Just beware of that. You have been warned. So, in rankings of all the streaming devices for your thrilling TVs, your big 70 inches, your regular bedroom TVs, and all that stuff, I'll rank through them all. Why not? News, notes, and stuff. Roku to roll out 50 new originals. Don't forget, speaking of holidays and all this stuff, Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist Holiday coming up. Deal alert. This does not affect me, but this is why I spread the love. I live to give. 12 months of AMC Plus for just $1.99 for the next year. And that's ahead of Black Friday. So who knows what's going to happen on Black Friday then. This is an interesting one. And this doesn't affect me either. But Discovery Plus to launch binge rewards to give ad-free experience. So this is a different take on a couple things that I've seen. There's some things I've seen out there where you watch a bunch of ads and then you get credits for like programming. I used to do one of those years ago where you could accrue like $6 a day by watching ads, but then you would have to spend them on, you'd go to the Amazon Marketplace and find a TV show or a movie to watch with those credits. This is a little different from what I understand, is that if you have the less expensive Disney Plus, Discovery Plus, sorry. There's so many pluses out there, I get confused. Discovery Plus. So you get it with ads, okay? So you would then will be, the more you watch, the more you're accruing kind of like points and stuff like that. So that the more you watch, the less ads you'll get. So if they see that you're binging Beat Bobby Flay, you're going through season 22 to season 26, the more you watch, the less ads you'll get. So that if you stop and then go back to it and you keep watching it, you kind of accrue. That's the way I understand it. It's close enough anyway. Check it out. Binge rewards from Discovery Plus to get less ads. Or just pay the $2 extra and not get ads at all. Chromecast, Google TV. Okay, let's try that again. Chromecast with Google TV. Only $40 for Black Friday. It's one of these things that I will, if you don't want a Roku or you don't want an Amazon Fire Stick, it's a good device. It's fine. We've got one that's on the left TV of the 3 TV setup. And I had the little missus use it for a couple of months to enjoy the Netflix. And so it's fine. There's a couple other ways that you can get it for less if you wish. You can get a Chromecast and 1 month of Sling for just $35. So if you pay ahead for Sling TV for 1 month, prepay the whole month, you can get a Chromecast with Google TV. And the other deal that I got, they've raised the price on this $10, but I think it's still a good deal because it looks like, so it's get a Chromecast with Google TV and 6 months of Netflix for $90. I got it for $80, but 6 months of Netflix is $84 and a Chromecast is, now $40. So you do the math there. You got some savings there. So check that out for you if you wish. There are going to be other Black Friday deals and all that stuff on every streaming device you can think of. So if that's just one, like I said, it's fine. It's good. Confirmed, NBC and Peacock to retain the Premier League soccer rights until 2028. We talked about on the last program here, or the last one of the things that I did here, that NBC Sports is going away, going dark at the end of the year. But NBC and, of course, Peacock. Now, I've watched enough. It's not all the games that are going to be on Peacock. NBC is going to have them on there, so you can get them on Hulu, or if you have another cable provider, however you get NBC. But whenever I've tried to watch Premier League soccer, there was always enough games for me to rot my brain on, so it didn't matter who. So if you want to watch that West Ham United, you're all there, or Brighton or whoever, you're all there. Statewide tax lawsuits against Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus continue. What's going on here is there are some states and local municipalities who feel that they're not getting enough revenue from cable companies anymore because they kind of feel that they're not getting the revenue that they once did, so they're trying to go after Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus for that, and we'll see if that works or not. There's some constitutional things in there that'll probably be barriers on that. We'll see. But keep a mindset on that, and that's maybe another reason why there's some price hikes going on there. Paramount Plus cracks a milestone. They added 1 million subscribers in 1 week, possibly due to the Adele Oprah special, or the fact that they're just getting better, and they got football, they got the SEC Game of the Week, and all that good stuff. So Paramount Plus is a fine for what you get on that. So what would you do? $9.99 for ad-free Paramount Plus, or $7.99 Discovery Plus. Or get both with gift cards from swagbucks.radioflushing.com. It's up to you. Okay, so this next bunch here is about the free streaming services. So as I've been going through new devices and all that stuff, the free services are going crazy. If you wanted to, if you were just starting over today, you didn't want Netflix, you didn't want Amazon Prime or Hulu, Disney, or any of those things, you didn't want to pay for anything. My golly gosh. And you can sit through the commercials, and some of those things, like the binge reward, seems like a good idea. Let's go here. So free streaming services see only one way forward: original content. We just heard that with Roku. They're doing 50 new programs. Pluto TV launches 5 new channels. That's what they do. And announce a Thanksgiving programming schedule. But wait, there's more. Roku channel says, hold my beer. The Roku channel adds 15 new linear channels, including the NHRA, ooh, if you like racing, holiday movies, and a rebranded GQ channel. Oh, that's what I was waiting for. Not to be undone, Plex reaches 200 totally fast live TV channels milestones. Plus, they've got other movies on there, too. I watched Jackie Brown on Plex, and I kind of got roped into it. The ads, again, they're a little scattered. So there'd be one time you get one ad. Then there's one time you get 6 ads. Some of them the same one, repeated. One time, 14 ads. A little disjointed. We want a little consistency and a little out of that. So, but there you have it. Free streaming services just going muck for the holidays. If you want to, don't forget YouTube. You can get lost in there too as well. Peacock technically free. Zumo, Stir, all those other things are out there. Redbox. Distro TV is out there too. Then it's all good stuff. So I went through all this stuff. Plex, sneaky good too as well. Plus my personal media that gets served up there as well too. So check that out. That stuff. Okay, I'm getting a little itchy, a little twitchy. Got to get back, finish up the setup on the Amazon Fire Stick 4K Max, and then get back to my Roku or Apple TV. It could be. I got choices. It's good to go. Anyway, so I got to get back to that, but thank you so much for joining me once again. If you need more or anything along those, follow me on Twitter. That's where I'm showing up the most these days, at Radio Affliction. I'm also on Instagram, at Pierre Argyle. Thanks once again to the Internet Archive and their support and providing the bandwidth of this podcast and all my podcasts since 2005. Check them out today at archive.org. One of the main things you can help to do to support this podcast is to subscribe, and please tell a friend to subscribe, to say, hey, this idiot talks about streaming. You stream. Maybe he can help you out there. Check it out today and subscribe to the Me and My Roku podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spreaker, Spotify, TuneIn, Amazon Music, Ghana, JioSaavn, Himalaya, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartMedia, Podbean, Pandora, and Odyssey. Oh. And if you need one-on-one communication or just want to say hello, please say hello and email me at meandmyrokupodcast@gmail.com. Hey, I hope you are enjoying you and your Roku as much as I'm enjoying me and my Roku, and I'll be back with you real soon.
I apologize for stepping on your face.
That's it. It's over. It's all over.